morning. This is Aslan and it's day 6 of my video series. Yesterday, day 5, I talked about having fun. Today I'd like to talk about sleep. I'm up really early in the morning this morning. I woke up when I did. And that's something I now do for years now. I've been doing. I don't wake up to an alarm clock. I think there's nothing so jarring, so disruptive a way to start your day. So I wake up when I do. It helps that I don't have a job to go to. But what the body needs is sleep. Sleep is when the body repairs itself, and it's important to have sleep. And it's important, I think, not to be jarred out of sleep. It can be very disruptive to the system. Like I said, sleep is necessary. It's when the body repairs itself. There are various types of sleep, and I think when you sleep, one of the important things is, as part of the body repairing itself, it releases a neurotransmitter called serotonin, which is important for mental hygiene. When you have an imbalance, especially when there's too little serotonin, depression usually occurs, and it could be a downward spiral, because the depression would cause... This is my tenant going off to work early in the morning. As I was saying, a lack of serotonin causes depression. In fact, there is a category of psychiatric drugs called SSRIs, selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, which prevent the reuptake of serotonin, therefore increasing the levels of serotonin in the body, because people who don't have enough need more. So sleep is important. Sleep is when the body repairs itself. Sleep is when the hormone serotonin is produced. And when you have a lack of this neurotransmitter, serotonin is produced, and when you have a lack of serotonin, you have issues with mental hygiene. So this morning I was up early. I think it was 3:30 or something. Sometimes waking up could be a subconscious thing. Like you may have said there's something happening at 3:30, and for some reason the body sort of recognizes that and wakes you up at 3:30. If I have to wake up at a particular time, I just tell myself I have to be up at that time. I don't put an alarm, and many times I do wake up at that particular time. It's uncanny, but it works. What else about sleep? Yeah, actually the main thing is I don't have an alarm to wake me up at a particular time in a very disruptive way, and I think that's helped a lot. When I go to sleep is also irregular, because I go to sleep when my brain is saturated. When you read something and then nothing seems to go in anymore, or you're just so tired you have to sleep. So that's a bit difficult for many people, having irregular hours as such, but it works for me, and I enjoy that. I haven't used an alarm clock to wake up for ages. I mean, I do it when it's really, really necessary, when I know I have to catch a flight. For example, later this month I have a flight at a crazy hour at 5:45 in the morning. So, and then I'll be in another country when that happens. So it'll be really critical to get up at that time. Much earlier. I think I have to be at the airport 2 hours earlier, which means it's like 3 something, some ungodly hour. Maybe I have to do an all-nighter and not sleep the previous night. We'll see what happens. But that's all I need to say about sleep. Oh yeah, one other thing. If you don't get enough sleep and you have too little serotonin, it causes great issues, depression and stuff like that. And one of the things I have in my fridge at all times, I have about 2 weeks worth of clonazepam, 2 milligram tablets. Now clonazepam is a benzodiazepine, It's one of the newer benzodiazepines, and it gives you REM sleep, meaning when you do sleep you feel rested after you wake up, and you felt you've had a good night's sleep, and serotonin is produced while you were sleeping. The earlier benzodiazepines such as Mogadon stuff, which don't work that way, it feels as if time was stolen for you. You take a tablet, say you take 250 milligrams of Mogadon, and then the next thing you know it's tomorrow morning, but you don't feel rested, you don't feel like you've had a sleep, and it's just a waste of time. So clonazepam is there. I don't normally take it. In fact, it's been ages since I take it, but I have it in the fridge as a safety blanket, so that if I had an issue or trauma or something happened to me and I have anxiety and I think it'll be difficult for me to sleep, I just take 2 milligrams, have a good night's sleep, and tomorrow the world looks much, much better. Clonazepam is one of these drugs that you can't get from a GP, and you can get it from a psychiatrist. So I have a psychiatrist when I see ever so often. In fact, the last time I went to see him, he had 3 medical students with him, and he asked, is it okay if the students sit in the session? I said, of course, provided they ask questions. One of the most terrible things I have, especially when I was a lecturer at university, was when students don't ask questions. So I make sure they ask questions. And he also mentioned that I've been his patient since he was a trainee, and now he's a professor. So we have a long relationship, and he understands me. And when I have issues of a mental hygiene issue, I ask him. So it's good to have that little safety blanket to know that if I need some clonazepam, I have some in the fridge on standby, as it were. And I really take it now when it's really necessary, and it's become less and less necessary because I've learned to deal with the traumas and ups and downs of life in other ways. Meditation is a great help. So now I'm off to do my Om Vana meditation, and maybe tomorrow I'll talk about Om Vana. So take care and have a nice day and a great week ahead. Bye bye.